can't keep telling me lies. Disclaimer. Added a disclaimer for today. Content is for educational reading purposes only. Cannot read only. Content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. No personalized recommendations. Trading involves substantial risks. Only trade with money you can afford to lose. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Viewers are responsible for their own trading decisions and no guarantees of success or profitability. That's what we're here to figure out. Okay, let's get this day started. It's April 7th, Tuesday. Looking into what's going on in the world, what's going to affect the NASDAQ today. So let's go dive straight into the NASDAQ and the indices. Macro focus portfolio centered on broad market indices, safe haven commodities and volatility tracking. I see that. Dominant theme is market volatility and hedging. So the VIX is it's still above 25. What is the VIX in? VIX is up over 5%. It's been fluctuating around 25%. Increased market uncertainty. Gold and silver, defensive stance against inflation or geopolitical risk. Dow Jones and S&P remain flat. The NASDAQ 100 and Russell 2000 are showing modest gains. The divergence between the rising VIX and rising equity indices suggests a climb the wall of worry environment where markets are moving higher despite underlying anxiety. Could be just light volume and algos potentially buying with this area of uncertainty. Do we have anything big in the news today? Core durable goods and durable goods already passed. Everything, no other red or orange folders. Okay. So the NAS is rising still. Our bullish view on the Russell is leading. The Russell I've been hearing is making up for slack when the S&P and the NASDAQ stay flat. And the Dow seems to be a good market, has good structure. And I think their consolidation zones are range are probably bigger than are structured well in their big ranges from what I've seen. Upcoming events, monitor upcoming CPI inflation data and central bank meetings as these will likely be primary drivers for gold and silver. Look at the Mag 7 and look into relevant news on the markets. AI, cloud computing, and digital platforms. April 26 continue to lead the S&P. Divergent based on the specific monetization strategies and hardware cycles. Our overarching theme for your watch list is AI infrastructure and ecosystem integration. So it's the actual hardware. Data centers, actual hardware to support the AI and ecosystem integration. Consumer products. While NVIDIA remains primary hardware provider, companies like Microsoft, Alphabet, and Meta are now being judged on how effectively they convert massive capital expenditures into software revenue. I feel like they're going to start charging for AI access. Or they're going to create a pro version that's like way better and you're going to have to pay for that. Hopefully they leave it open. They leave AI open to just the free resource with all the answers. Like, I feel like Google search is doing something like that. They got Google and Google Finance with research functions. I think that's great, and it sets it up everything like this with a simple question. I think they're probably leading the way. But yeah, tech-driven expansion outperformed the S&P. Oh, and they're looking good today too. Up some mad percentages. Is that for today or for the year? I don't know, but yeah, you see, look, Google's leading the way. You got NVIDIA. Tesla still somehow doing damage. And they got some sort of SpaceX IPO talking about. So that's gonna be exciting. Bullish case, continued breakthroughs in generative AI and autonomous systems. Super cycle productivity in corporate earnings. Increased regulatory scrutiny, data privacy, and antitrust coupled with potentially high interest rates could compress valuation multiples for these high growth stocks. So just not doing as well. And some sort of policy problems. Earnings season's coming up. Yeah, capital expenditure. Investors are currently focused on whether the ROI on AI is meeting expectations, and how do they gauge that? How much money they're making, etc. Product launches, Apple's advancements in spatial computing, and Tesla progress with full self-driving version updates are key catalysts to watch. Cars getting better. Broadcom, advanced micro devices, just seeing these all everywhere. In Taiwan, semiconductor. Okay, so any news about the markets? Any news about the markets? Just simple. Any news about the markets? April 7th, global markets are navigating high stakes wait and see. It's uncertainty that does explain this retracement, even off a light volume. There was heavier volume on this day. So there was somebody stepping in, taking advantage of this light volume and the algos potentially before they switched bearish. And people switching their algos bearish, accumulating at these highs for shorts potentially. That's the overall sentiment I have. So wait and see. Not like there's a lot of money flowing into the markets. U.S. stocks saw a cautious rally on Monday. Major indices recording their fourth straight daily gain, 4 days straight. However, futures had turned lower this morning as hopes for a diplomatic breakthrough ahead of 8 p.m. Eastern deadline began to fade. Oh, they got a deadline at 5 p.m. Today, S&P rose 0.4 on Monday. Dow Jones gained 165.21 points, highest since mid-March. I've not been paying attention to the Dow Jones. S&P and NASDAQ had the same charts, buoyed by surging Intel. So I need to know when to trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones, but it takes a lot of studying the charts to catch up currently on what the market wants to do next. So definitely chart the Dow. Chart the Dow. Any other news? Commodities and energy is straight. Hormuz crisis remains a primary driver of volatility, with crude oil trading near 111. Supply disruption fears to persist despite some ceasefire rhetoric. They're having to rescue people. They're shooting them down. They're getting in crucial territories, and seems like it's building up. They're just trying to keep everybody calm. Some already won the war propaganda. But who really knows what's going on there?
I'm gonna go to McDonald's. You want something?
Oh, no, I'm okay. Can I get an iced coffee? Yes, need the coffee. Digital assets are seeing modest relief after a difficult first quarter. Let's see if there's people. What if there were people watching? I didn't know. The time we got 10 minutes to open. Gotta hurry. What about my fellow carer? Oh, what am I doing here? YouTube. I got a live. Okay, we're still up here. Just want to go to the live chat. See if there's anybody that hops in one of these days. I should probably say that I'm going live on Threads. Let me turn this down. Okay. Day trading live. Let's keep the live chat open. Okay, so we got Bitcoin, crude oil, and then gold trading steady between 46.50 and 46.80 while reaching all-time high of 56.08 in January. As recently consolidated, a safe haven demand is balanced by a firmer US dollar. So this trading range was looking nice for gold. Okay. That was a good support and resistance levels maybe. So Bitcoin is holding above 68, though it remains sensitive to the geopolitical headlines from Washington and Tehran, and Ethereum. So we're near 2080. Okay, is there anything else I need to know? Whether we're accumulating or distributing. Is MNQ accumulating or distributing? Distributing. Migraine is largely characterized by distribution of sideways phase following a period of high volatility, while long-term forecasts remain bullish. The immediate technical and geopolitical environment suggests that institutional smart money is currently cautious or exiting positions rather than accumulating in bulk. Distribution indicators. Analysts have noticed that rallies are currently being treated as weak repricing or selling into strength rather than new bullish intent. That accounts for the retracements that were 100% retracements that we're seeing on these rallies. and just the weakness in the moves to either direction. Churn zone, MNQ is currently trapped in a broad sideways range roughly between 24,000 and 26,000. Technical indicators like the RSI hovering around the neutral 50, confirming lack of clear accumulation momentum, correction risk. Some market analysts identify this as a mature bull market. Late cycle adjustment. There's an active bearish ABC sequence targeting the 21,600, 22 Eli waves. 21,600 and 22,500 region, suggesting that the current phase may lead to a further downside before real accumulation. Bottoming begins. So we're still in the correction. We're still looking for a bottom. So this is a major correction since the war started. But that means there's still major downside. Move to 23,000. Support at 24. The more recent critical support. Resistance 25,850. Way up there. Current pivot 24,358. So probably the majority of where these orders are trading at. Okay. Let's get into the charts here. We got the 15-second up. Trading around this 24,240 level. Probably looking for an initial push to the upside to 60, 80, and 300. 60, 80, and 300. And we could see a sweep of these longs, and then we can go short. Or like a sweep up here, which pushes price up again. Light volume. Buying algos, temporary buying algos. Do they have that? Taking advantage of intraday. How do these algos trade? And what's the majority of these people trading? Like, what kind of opportunities they're looking for today? They're probably staying out. If anything, I would lightly risk to the downside. Fewer contracts, de-risk, get out at this point. It's going to be up to retail to move the market. Retail and small money. Probably looking for 100-point moves. 1 to 200-point move for the day. It's in a contraction. This could be a push up to 26, 24, 678, 679, 24, 680. The first initial move would be 24, 540 if we are bullish for the day. If we do get some momentum. So a break of 24, 400 would be a bullish signal. A break, continuation of these, how this is trading right now, could be a bearish signal. I want to see a break below. What is a crucial area here? 24.2 maybe. And we're already at the bottom standard deviation for VWAP. VWAP is here at 24,260. And so is the pivot point for the day. So 24,260 is a good reaction area. And we got a potential target to 24.3. So we want to see what's happening around 24.260. Whether short step in. This change of character doesn't look like it has too much influence to the upside. Again, like yesterday, I was considering the war too much. Did not realize the change of character or this market structure shift on the 4-hour to be bullish to the upside. But there's still uncertainty, lowered volume on yesterday. So it could be lower volume today as well. We could pick up on volume. there was higher volume, they probably exited that position on the 30th or 31st. And I stopped selling around 24.2. Pushed back down, retraced. Short squeeze or something. Oh. Push back down, selling uncertainty off lighter volume. Okay, we got 1 minute. I don't know how we timed this perfectly. We got 5 seconds, so we're gonna see this levels off of 24,260, and we're gonna react off of that. This demand just blasted through 24,260. This closes around 260 and 300. That was a 40-point move off rep. That's nobody in the market right now. Just slipped. Man, slippage. I want to see an absorption. This is volatile morning. Nobody has to see how many orders going through. Normal speed. So we got this increasing relatively normally. Seeing an absorption, slight push to the downside. Let's see this hold below 260. This view up there. More immediate trends to the upside, taking profit here potentially from this little move here from 210 to 40. This 240 was the high. This could have been that fake out, so this could be a good entry here from early.
Order submitted.
Probably took that break a little later.
Order filled.
I'm in on both. I'm gonna trail this quickly. Let's see if this closes red. I'm going down. Lock in some paper. Trading into this bearish. Could be taking profit a little bit too soon.
Stop filled.
Ooh, okay, quick trade. Lows here. Want to avoid a continuation early in the range while it's being established. That was a quick trade, a nice entry. Solid signal push off of this pivot and VWAP. Retrace that. Retail is weak. Smart money's weak. Very volatile, moving kind of quickly here. We want to see a push off of 240 potentially. FEG here created on the 15. 240 tapped into it to the downside. Okay, let me reset because I just got out of the trade and it happened fast, and I made 117.86 profit off 2 contracts. It must have been 30 seconds. Caught at the bottom of this candle here. Okay, so another entry point. Okay, let's reassess. The 4 hours down slightly, waking at the bottom now. Seeing some upwards pressure, potentially a pullback here. Doji on the 1 hour, 15's pushing down in the 5. So this looks like this could break below. Looking for that retest here. We're getting in. Potentially defended this 24.2 area. 24.240. So during this session in my bearish. That was a good trade though. Anybody? nobody. I can't stop missing you. I wish I was here with you. Okay, a little defensive here, 240. A little defendo, pretendo, bearish flag. Push, ooh, caught you. This could be that break. Did not see a break past this low. But probably potentially this next one wants to trade to 24, 180. 20, 30 point move. Seeing this 1 hour flip to red. $15.5 making another red. Maybe establish direction here. Good entry would be a retest of this defensive area, 24, 220. If this does retest or this just wants to break to the downside, would I enter on a break or do I wait for a retest of a break for a continuation, or do I enter now, move my stop loss? This is a retest. It's slightly holding here. Just broke above those highs. You're creating a range potentially. There's buyers looking to push to the recent high. Another push off pivot potentially. Taking profit and pushing off pivot. Are we gonna try that play again? Is that risky or what? I think this is all kind of sort of risky. Risky the first 15. Now I'm charged, baby. We charged now. Let's freaking successful day trading day. We got one good trade in the books. So am I gonna risk more? Wider stop loss for a bigger trade. I'm bearish. This is a change of character day. It's a little bit uncertain until we get a move above or below this trading area. If I had a volume profile where it didn't update, where it already had all the data, because this volume profile updates with the incoming data, it doesn't save old data unless I pay for this order flow on NinjaTrader subscription, and I get all the indicators and stuff. But I don't know. I need bug map or heat map or footprint or something, or what the heck? It's just the bubbles, that the green and red bubbles. That seems to be what I'm looking for, at why it would substitute this 15 second for a heat map in a second, maybe. Okay, so now that I'm sitting out of that trade, potentially another trade here, somehow we're getting a bounce up above 24,240. This could be a safe play to the upside. They're defending this. 15 looks like it's trading into open. Wait for this 15 to close to establish this direction here. This, oh, see 15 flip. It's not trading on open. That is a nice doji though on 15. Now we're pushing to the downside retracement. Now I'm gonna get in this
Order filled.
Slightly above this VWAP. I'm gonna think of adding. I'm gonna adjust this profit target here. Start de-risking my stop loss. Seeing a break below. Maybe this trade's the VWAP and I trail. Since we're in a risk-free trade, might just be on this FEG. Might tap into it, or do I take profit now? This looks like it's slowing.
Order filled.
A little quick on that. That was a $40. A little quick on that. That was a free trade, and I'm up 117. I think this is gonna range here though. I would have been a lucky call if this does go back up. Yesterday I wasn't taking profit, and I think that's why I was losing when I did take a loss. So I wasn't taking profit and went to break even or for a small loss. So I'm taking profit as soon as I see weakness into these pullbacks, these slowing down areas. I'm gonna catch the next build and push. So we got a defensive positioning around 24, 230, 225. We'll see if this creates a FEG here to the downside. Potentially just hitting profit targets here. Created a FEG, another push to the downside. What if this is the beginning of our waterfall? This is a bit aggressive to the downside. That trend line would be a little bit aggressive. Once it taps into this FEG 220, I'm gonna do another sell. Might have tapped already. Again,
Order submitted.
a move here. That is interesting.
Order filled.
So this could create direction and trade below VWAP. I think I'm gonna get hit here. That was a quick button press, and I didn't spend enough time in between trades for me to assess the next trade. So I guess I pay for this one. I'm gonna see if I can exit out early. This pushes back down. But there's a support there, or there's just nobody willing to short down more, or some downward pressure still. Potentially protecting 210. My stop might be too close, or I could adjust. It's gonna smack it, huh? So what do I do here? Do I adjust
Stop
to that
filled.
recent high, or just take the L? I'm going back up. Slightly just beyond this one, but we are a little bit bearish, but there is a pullback here, so that's interesting. Pullback on the 5, or a demand on the 5. We're trading into this 45-minute, which is nothing. This range is about 50 points. Could be a lower high here, 30. Light volume still. Total P&L is 103.22. Still green. Do I see any good trades for today? I think a lower high off of 30. Who knows? This might push and break any moment now. This could be that break off of 30. Definitely create an FEG.
today?
I don't know. Why?
Would you be able to go to the smoke shop?
Yeah. Okay.
Just 3.
3. Okay. Three. Whoa, did see a break on that push. That would have been 2 times I'm right prior to a big move. If I would have entered at 230, just retest 230, I'm potentially going to try another short. So it dipped to 80, so we're looking at 30 still. For this is gonna trend range to the downside, or is it just gonna keep breaking? Yeah, the 5 minutes looking nice, 15 is looking nice. I should potentially can enter here and just move my stop there. It might be defensive still. This is still building. Potentially building to the downside. Maybe a short squeeze, maybe 210. Maybe it taps into that one. This is kind of significant to the downside. We're getting a lot of downwards pressure and maybe short squeeze to take a profit, and then I think I could enter here. I want to see actually
Order filled.
appropriately. So this is gonna trend downwards. I'm just gonna trail this. Could be a bad entry. This could be that waterfall. Maybe trail to this high if you are waterfally. Oh, that's a short squeeze waiting to happen.
Order filled.
I like this downwards pressure for some reason. It looks like it's just gonna slide in the lap. Okay, so we're taking profit when it looks good. When this stops, I need first green. Looks nice on the 5. Looks nice on the 15. This could be that move. I didn't realize potential targets to the downside yet. Besides, we're getting a break here. I can adjust here where this pushed back up from that recent low. Maybe take a profit for one.
Order canceled.
Take one off. Let this one roll. Practicing small account etiquette. Breaking even. Could have took profit again. Just could retrace. Maybe get out first red, green.
Order canceled.
Oops. And then you get a push. Get a nice push. Exiting early. Letting this winners run. 170. Don't want to take another loss. Seems like I'm bouncing right now. But the end, this seems like to be, there's confidence on the 15 and 5 for us to continue bearish. Seeing a break on the 5, this is when people start adding potentially. Ain't seeing too much volume since then, but we're seeing an increase in volume here. Step in. Maybe just one. Keep scalping this to the downside. Maybe this retraces to 175. It just takes a long time stacking money and then having enough money to risk an appropriate amount and then compounding that, and then by the time you know it, it could be a few years to, and all the time that you took to learn that was just stacking and grinding. But you get used to it, and you want to be used to only taking good trades, reading the market appropriately. But yeah, definitely only taking good trades, A+ setups, because then you don't want to risk losing, going on tilt, getting too emotional. Okay, so better trading day this morning, trading into that 15. This could be that continuation orb to the downside, so another move, probably earlier and defensive around 75. We're seeing another break, so maybe just hold one for the rest of the day. I would like treat it like a late, like an imposed runner, because it looks like it's breaking. Or is this a support, a new support? That was a nice 5-minute candle from 2 to 60. So it's a 50 point move on that candle. On this drop here, I know we're clearly bearish, so it's just finding better entries to not get swept on. And I knew that was it. That you gotta wait for that impulsive candle. That's that push. We got a doji. I don't think they're gonna flip this. I think they're gonna continue. So
Order submitted.
just get one contract.
Order filled.
We can definitely de-risk here, or leave it where it is. Maybe reset profit targets 24,114. I think that's realistic. Trailing potentially broke to 140. When do I get out of this? Doesn't. Could de-risk. This is a distribution. I think distribution and accumulation. I think it's an accumulation of shorts here. I don't think they, or potentially this is the distribution of those shorts. We're seeing a break. Want to trade higher. Could be a short squeeze defensively, stepping in here. Or do they want to push this to the upside? I'll go step in because take advantage of a lack of liquidity here. That's where you get the retracements to see if I'm far enough away. Potentially want to exit earlier at the low of these. Now I'm in a negative RR. Hope this holds and then I get to de-risk a little bit. I want to see this. Action-packed morning. Action-packed. Okay, maybe that's a nice push on this, off of this at 180. I want to see this break below this area. People potentially holding on, adjusting their stops. Could have been the sweep there. Oh, another sweep.
Stop filled.
Oh, that happened way too fast. So we're gonna get a retracement here. Should I be bullish? Okay, after big moves, you get after 100-point moves, you get like a retracement and then a smaller range that distributes and then potentially leads into an accumulation for a continuation in this temporary bear market. 15's looking like a doji now. 5 retraced. So that was the move and something broke. Okay, what am I? 138.76. How many points did I pick up? You got I think, a sort of good performance, maybe. Let's see what my trade performance is looking like today. What is today? Oh, it's not looking so good. Maybe this week, huh? I just want today. Today is April 7th. Taking 0 longs. $87 loss. Gross profit 225. Gross loss. What is my percentage of wins? 10.28% probability. What does that mean? Total trade 7. So I got 5 to 7. 2 hit and didn't quite reverse. So that was a stop loss error. And I was in profit. Was that stop loss error? Incorrect stop loss placement. Potentially taking a quick break here. I want to see what I traded this morning. Shorted this, exited here. Good first trade. Entered here, exited here again. Second trade. Good second trade. That's good. Oh, I thought it was going to be a continuation there. Got swept. Boom. Got taken out. I don't know why I entered here. I said that was going to be a bad one too. I got stopped out for a big move here, which I entered in on and exited down here. So good. 2 more trades and then got a stop loss trade for a move and break below potentially. We're seeing this push. That would have been good entry up here. 190 defensive. 180, 170. Trading around. It's a lower VWAP. Can I take another trade? This retraced on the 5. Completely outside candle from that 5-minute pullback. Created a FEG to the downside. This could be that major move, baby. Get with it or get lost. Major move, baby. So 4 hour is completely outside candle. Push below. First red. Nice push to the downside. Okay, how do you enter on these types of moves? Maybe a retest after the sell-off. Wait for a sell-off and a defensive shorts to step in. I think I'm sitting too close to the screen, so forehead action. Maybe I streamed for a couple hours today. It's good I'm not in the red. I could keep trading. So I think I still should be in this trade. Ideally, I would have been in the trade up here. Got defensive. Maybe didn't trail my stops. If I had lots of contracts, I would have got defensive up here. Would have went heavy. after this candle potentially here. And that's where this came and tapped. But I had stop loss above pivot, above VWAP, and then got defensive once it started encroaching my stop loss. Maybe take profit here. Yeah, I think people are taking profit early. We're taking profit as soon as possible. So it's trending down pretty heavily, and I missed that move. This could be that waterfall we're looking for. A 1,000-point move to the downside. We got the close on the 4-hour. Completely impulsive and push to the downside and continuation.
Order filled.
Let me get one and adjust my stop above this FEG. That's pretty defensive. Adjust this to the standard deviation below first pivot. Think about adding or trailing this move.
Order filled.
I'm gonna trail this down. Let's get some downward pressure for sure. Let's cascade. Oh, that's too much. Shouldn't have added that second contract. Should have kept with one. I'm getting stopped out. How do I play this? Exit now.
Order filled.
Okay, so got in this candle. A little late on the second one, so basically just traded one contract. Broke even on the other one. I was like getting scary here. Control my stop too close, and its move was a bit extended. So this retracement could be a short stop, but this is a falling market. Just that 5C stop losses are, there's hella pros and cons. Stop losses, but just, yeah, there's like no other way. Unless you got a freaking huge account and you gonna light on contracts. I target like $1,000 a day on a $1 million contract. $1 million account. I'd target like $1,000 a day. If I was a millionaire, I'd probably copy trade. So 1,000 would be similar to like $100 a day. $1,000 trade across like 5 accounts. I'm not doing math right. Maybe $200 a day across 5 accounts. Could I do that on a $100,000 account? Would that be too risky? It's like 1%. Okay, so we're getting some move. We're getting a move here. Bit extended, 24,115. Created a little FEG. Bigger FEG at this bottom, 24,140. So you're gonna trade back up into shorting dried up. So this was a big move. Now they gotta reaccumulate for a potential move to the downside, or is this gonna reverse off of 2469? That's still a 20-point move there. Unless demand wants to step in. No, shorting steps in. 5 on. This could be a continuation. Still a few more candles on the 15. There's 3. Do I want to see a reaction on this? I should have been holding this entire way down. I know it was very bearish for this week. We're almost at yesterday's lows. 23,981. 23,981.
Order filled. Order filled.
You just don't want to get maybe something more realistic for a 1-to-1. And then trail this. I don't want to get hit. You need momentum. It's like 1.5 with 2 cons though. So I'll break below, maybe get defensive. Steady grind to the downside. Can adjust this. So I'll break it at S1. Potential to go to S2. 2400. Seen a low for the day. Price discovery to the downside. Might get a big absorption here for all the people that want to get in on that. Potentially want to move my stop above. Risk higher for price discovery to the downside, and we want to see this break 23,980. So we got another 50 points to move to the downside. I could potentially trail post reaccumulation. Potentially no, it's just a sell off and still heavy selling pressure. So this is where I can potentially hold and adjust my targets to 24,000. This price discovery to the downside. The low is 24. Well, that would be, this would be a good day, and I'm just gonna close.
Order filled.
And I made my profit for the day, and I step away from the computer. So we did it. Made about $400. That would have been a good day. It's still early, barely 7. Cracked 7. What am I looking for here? So we had a compression yesterday. We got to move training day to the downside. Potential target to 23.7. So we got 300 point move to the downside potentially to reach this low. Another secondary target to reach this low. Or just 23.787, 23.317. So we got 8 and then 3. We got a 500 point move here. Considering maybe that could happen within the next 2 days, and this one can happen today with some, maybe there's a retracement that comes back up here. 23.8 to 24. So 24.4 to, it's already 400 point move. Is there potential for another 200 points, 300 points to the downside, breaking 2400. This is price discovery. I know I wanted to take profit and took profit as soon as this retrace a bit. Now we're breaking below. I would have added here. Price discovery is like the only trade to take. When you're breaking new lows or breaking new highs, oh man, you want to definitely be in that. There's no resistance. There's nobody saying, oh, this should go to this price. They're just supporting that its price has moved beyond historically what it's been trading at. So price discovery, you could probably have different natures, like different price targets, or depending on if it's bearish, really bearish, this price target to the downside could discover to 23,800 today. If we look historically what happens overnight, like on Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, that was a 1,000 point move to the downside. Retrace that to the upside. Uncertainty. Made this move, first leg, second leg, potentially. But this is during NY session, which normally does have sell-offs. and people looking for liquidity. So if supply is looking for liquidity here, they must have already been up here. So they're looking to extend their profit and defend this move to the downside for the foreseeable day, potentially. You don't want to catch that falling knife yet. And this price correction and discovery to the downside is substantial. It just broke below this pivot, this lower, higher low, or what this area. Have I been alone this entire time? Can't wait to start getting some people to join. I gotta go on Threads and start looking. Maybe they got a Discord I could be a part of. A free one. Free community. Traders trade together. New signals, all that. Just talk it out. Okay, next trade setup could be, seems like a good area here, created a range. So this might be a range off lighter volume to the downside. So no more price discovery. They all took profit here. Bounce off of 2400 though. Maybe algos got interested around 2400. Successful trading day though, 369.48. Want to know the secrets of the universe? Look at my total P&L. 369.48. FEG down here. I don't know if the significance of, I mean, from what the significance of a 15-second FEG, how powerful is it? It tapped into it here and it's pushing up. So this potentially could wick or create another FEG on the 5. Just relieve some of this downwards pressure. Take profit. Potential another move to the downside. We're creating this little range here between 24 and 24.50 or 24.40. Let's see if I could scalp this. I think I'm done trading for the day, but since it's demo, I could keep trading. So I would have successfully made, I guess just keep, do I take another trade here, huh? Well, you learn every time you're part of a trade, so can't wait till my 2 years, January, February, March, April, May. I got May, like the end of May. So I got a month and a half or so, a month and 3 weeks. So like I say, I've been looking at charts for 2 years, day trading for 2 years. I started with Fidelity though. So I was looking at shares. I think I invested in like energy company, but that was like windmills because I saw a gap down, and I saw on a video one day that if there's a gap down, then this like trades back into that gap up or something like that. And I just bought like 100 shares, and it just never went back up for like a couple months. I was just holding that for a couple months, just waiting for it to go up, but it was slowly inching into drawdown. And so yeah, it was like one of my first experiences with buying shares and looking into companies. But I remember seeing like Palantir back then when it was like 12, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should invest in this, and I would if I wasn't in this current trade. And yeah, I saw Palantir. I saw like these other space companies that are now trading like in the hundreds. So I saw their IPO and their growth. I think I wanted to, but just didn't have enough capital. So yeah, looking into SpaceX IPO next. I don't know how they price in the beginning on their IPO, but does it like start at a penny or something and then just slowly, or they offer people first and create the bulk of it and then they start trading that bulk? I think it was more similar to that. Gotta look into how IPOs are managed. Fund my Fidelity account. Look to get into options maybe. I don't know if you can trade options on Fidelity. I think you can. Just shares. I thought of like looking into like penny stocks and then shorting those guys off big momentum. Like there's a way to filter out which guys are. There's a feature on Fidelity, it's just the most traded instruments that day or currently, and then just look at the direction of the momentum and then trade into that direction. And most of the time it was after impulsive moves to the upside, and you get this waterfall retracement to the downside, so you just fade those highs. I think that's a strategy for a lot of people if they're looking into shares and stuff. So you got the shorting technique, but these are all supposed to be appreciating assets, but I guess war can adjust. I know the tariffs can adjust, COVID, but I've seen also the market to be very resilient after big moves. That there's solid retracements, and there's moves every day. It's just the amount of contracts you're willing to risk. So I know futures is different from trading penny stocks or looking into different good stocks, growth stocks. Penny stocks, you fade the highs. Growth stocks, you invest on pullbacks or lows, or a similar strategy to trading the indices as they're appreciating instruments. So I think that's the foundation I got. As long as the instrument you're looking at or trading is appreciating, is naturally an appreciating asset because it's covering good companies, only companies that are growing in value, then it makes sense that it parallels a growth too. But we're not seeing that right now. We are seeing a divergence, a growth in the tech stocks through AI and settling AI, and then we're getting a sell-off in the indices, in the futures market, except for oil. And then gold and silver is safe haven, so it's found its range. Maybe look into gold. I think everybody's been trading gold. Let me take a look at gold. It's been trending up and then consolidated. Sold off a bit. It's been consolidating the last couple of days. Getting some downwards pressure again today. I think the demand for gold would be this high, right? And it was a huge sell-off since the 8th, 9th. March 8th and 9th. Spent time 3 weeks and then just melting. It looks like we got capitulation. I'm not sure how to identify capitulations. Like a push. Does a capitulation involve? It's like a 3 candle reversal or something, and the bottom candle, middle candle is like a doji, or like a dragonfly, or like upwards pressure after a big move down, where the man steps in, pushed up, retraced about almost 100, slowly climbing higher lows, relatively equal highs, nice push to the upside, retrace that. Looks like an accumulation here. It looks like a potential switch to shorting. An active push to the downside, or a potential hold at this area. But this move, coupled with this sideways consolidation, looks like a bear flag. Looks like it's just been consolidating uncertainty these last couple of days. We're getting a retracement and push back to the upside. So it's a double bottom. We're gonna move to the upside. What if I just traded this?
Order submitted.
Bottom toast retracement, trading higher the last 20 minutes. Less volatile. This is micros.
Order filled.
73. Maybe even could trail this stop. It's a bear flag, but on the 4 hour, the last 4 days, but on the hour, this is just, what am I getting this? On the 15, on the 5. We're getting green candles here. We're getting a nice move. Doesn't seem as volatile. Stay hold, potentially it's absorbing some orders here. Go for buy, I'll go to step in. Maybe even exit early here. I don't want to see 3 reds. Got a doji. We're seeing a push. An accumulation and absorption. Break above. I'm going to take profit here. I don't know how this could trade. Maybe hold until pivot. I don't know. The buying algos are stepping in. Where these shorting is going to step in at? Or these sellers, or this, or have they completely exchanged and now we're bullish? At least on the gold. I'm just gonna exit.
Order canceled.
That was a good trade. Noticing this 15-minute push to the upside. You can make $100 off of 50 to 6, 7, 8 points. 8 points, $100. It's like a mix between S&P and the NASDAQ. With lighter volume. This is cool. And I see why people trade gold. It feels safer. I want to go back to NQ. I like the volatility. It makes you, puts you on your toes, trains you for more volatile markets, quicker decision making. Made 447.16 today. If I can keep that confidence on a live small account or a prop firm account, it should be profitable in no time. If I can make $100 to $500 a day, if it could be 0 to 500 and increase that to 1,000, compound that. That's the goal. That's the dream. Okay, so we got some good trading done today. Don't know if it's quite done yet. That was good. Okay, anything I need to go over here? I traded that all the way down when at 6:30 first trade. Let's go through the types of trades we took today. I took today. Okay, first trade. Shorted, couple candles later. Again, one contract this time. Got stopped out. Two contracts. Exited here at this accumulation, reaccumulation, or distribution. Spotter stepped in, got stopped out here. Thought it was going to be a bear flag. Continued below, but needed to relieve this move. Equal highs and then just a move. A great move, equal highs, and then people know they were going to
Connection lost.
Still up. Okay, so then should have joined in here off of this break. Not even off of this break. I was probably looking at something else. Off of this break, continued, exited. It's like, wow, this is still have a lot of downwards profit target. People were probably making mad cash today. So down here, that was the big move. That was a big trade. And then took the trade on gold from like boom to boom. And now it's coming back down. This could be this defensive relief, new auction here to the downside.
Order filled. Order filled.
Kind of feel confident about this. $7.30. Created FEG. Leave the TP and now trail the stop. Kind of aggressively because we made some profit. We're getting a bit of momentum here. Waiting for a big candle. Anticipating some big candle here. Break below. Absorption. Break even trade potentially.
Stop filled.
Stop feel to get back to the market. That was a short squeeze if I didn't see one. Yeah, some people just sell the market on all of their freaking close their orders and then just freaking sweeps. Everybody closed their orders at the same time. They probably got horrible fills though. or a buyer stepped in here on a wider volume than this downwards move. That's why you don't get back to the market but then all of it is risking getting back to the market, but you're also risking making twice as much that you without getting back. On a good trade, that should be easy to take. Noticing potentials for the next trade. 15, closed at 15 retracing, but it's still an outside candle. The 5 has some bit of downwards pressure after a retracement. So it's kind of correct here.
Order filled.
A little bit of tilty press. A little tilt press there. This closes red. I'm going to get smacked out. I ain't seen it so close to stop loss. So this could be that high, defensive high. Could be sweeping just beyond, etc. See this high and beyond. Could be that double top. I've seen this greater to FEG appear, trade back into that FEG. Could target this low. I'm just gonna target the low of this on the 5. I think it's gonna retrace with the big gray candle, and then keeping my stop relatively close, trail it. I think it could be a waterfall here. Well, it's gonna be light volume, 730. Looks like a double top. I don't see where, or okay, I'm seeing a bull flag here now. Protecting 100. 100. A bit heavier than, well, here I see a bear flag on the 5, but I see a bull flag on the 15 second. I'm getting some downwards pressure here. Lower midpoint of this bull flag. Potential reversal. Downwards pressure. Well, volume stepped in pretty heavy here on this candle. Fancy trail into profit. At what point? How would this be a good profit target? Retrace, trading around VWAP. A standard deviation below. Short squeeze, relief of this area. We have to build. I'm exiting and I'm staying out of the trade.
Order filled.
Like it was 369, now it's 396. Still same number, it's 396.70. It got up to like 4 something, mid 450, 450 maybe. So I could keep trading. I don't know, just sitting behind here, it just makes me want to take all the potentially good trades that I can. We're seeing a break above here. That was a bull flag. I see a retest of this 100 area. There'll be a new support here. Okay, looks like volume is it's light, pushed up. Looks like it's chilling mode. Could there be potential move for the day? This did kind of hold this low, this recent low at 24.90. Could be building a position to the upside. I don't think I'm gonna trade anymore. Okay, I think I'm done for the day. It was pretty good trading day. Alright, y'all. Can't wait to get some people in here. I'll see you guys one day soon.